Alex Ansary here, March 27th, 2017. September 11, 2001 is a wound, not only for many people on the planet, but in particular for those that have tried to shine the light on the truth about September 11th, 2001. Do you know how difficult it is for someone like me to bring up a day like that to the average person that has been indoctrinated to buy into the official story? This is why what I call the Alex Jones deception is such a serious issue. And there's a reason why he was working to galvanize the masses and gain so much support and love and dedication. We're not just talking about customers. We're talking about brand loyalty. We're talking about building a true following. Of course, this is before the new Alex Jones stepped in and started doing caricatures of Muslims or immigrants acting as if their number one goal is to rate the entire Western world. And if this was the case, and if this was what all these Muslims were intending on doing, where was the narrative 5 years ago or 10 years ago? What was Alex Jones talking about 5 years ago or 10 years ago? He was talking about these people being tortured in their homeland, in Afghanistan and Iraq, innocent people that had nothing to do with September 11th. When I put out a video remembering the victims of war, or Afghanistan in particular, on September 11th, and that video gets demonetized, how do you think that feels? Also, when people trash the idea of remembering the millions that have been murdered. Because even if someone believes that terrorists from another country committed the September 11th attacks, okay, somebody with a heart, somebody with a consciousness would realize, well, what does it have to do with these millions of people over here? What do the 19 Arab hijackers, which even according to the official story, they weren't native-born Afghans. They were from Saudi Arabia and other countries. And so even within the framework of the official story of 9/11, without even the unanswered questions, without even looking at Building 7, without even the inside job conspiratorial angle, you have millions dead. And in other countries that had nothing to do with the 9/11 attacks. That is a humanitarian crisis. So there are people today that don't even know who Alex Jones is, and they're seeing him in the media and his association with Donald Trump, and the media has all the ammo they need. And oh, by the way, Alex Jones is also the proponent, as if this is like his invention or something like that. Alex Jones is the proponent of the what is called the 9/11 Truth Movement. Unfortunately, we're not seeing true independent thought, where a journalist goes, well, wait a minute. This guy is basically demonizing immigrants as demons, as monsters, as rapists, as threats. The whole idea behind 9/11 being an inside job or not being what we were told it was isn't to demonize America, but to look closer at these anomalies regarding that day. And Michael Rupert and others bringing up the issue of the war games that NORAD happened to be conducting on the very same day of September 11th, 2001. So they had these jets in aerospace that were already busy, involved in their own war games. And so when the real attack was taking place, you know, they were calling back to NORAD going, is this real? Or is this a part of the drill or exercise that we're involved in right here? And see, when you have a death toll that high, and you have a region like Afghanistan that has been invaded throughout history over and over and over again, a thinking human, even if they don't like them, but a common sense thinking human would go, well, wait a minute, there's something going on here in Afghanistan. Oh, look at this, opium. Oh, look at this, lithium. Oh, look at this, Karzai, connected with, Unicol. and some deal that they wanted to get through in the 1990s, some sort of a pipeline, and oh, look at this, the Russians happen to have displaced millions and killed millions in the decade prior to September 11th, 2001. Where is Alex Jones on that? Where is the media with regards to discussing the Afghan civilians? Where is this hate for the Afghan people coming from? Where is this ignorance coming from with regards to Afghanistan? A country that historically has had multiple ethnic groups and spiritual beliefs or religions, not just Islam, but also Buddhism. There is a history of Afghanistan that a lot of people in the West do not have an understanding of. And so what you have here is you have the whole 9/11 investigation idea or questioning our reality. It's demonized. It's put over here in this box of do not go. It's over there with Donald Trump and Alex Jones. But they're not going away. That doesn't make any sense for Donald Trump to be a 9/11 truther, because he's sitting around banning these immigrants from Muslim countries because of terrorism, and so much of this is stemming from 9/11, and we're not seeing any repeal of the Patriot Act. How is Donald Trump a truther? At the same time, we have so-called 9/11 truthers that don't believe the official story of 9/11, that won't one day out of the entire year insinuate that Afghan lives matter. You have people that have been so mind-fucked by this matrix of control, that they can say that they don't believe the official story of 9/11, but they still believe that most Muslims have an agenda to bring Sharia law into the United States. What you're living in right now, ladies and gentlemen, is an insane asylum. And I believe that a lot of horrible things that are going to be coming later, the karmic return to the United States, a lot of this is going to relate to the things that this modern Babylon and Rome has done to the third world. And that's my warning. Hey, if you want to really be prepared for the things that are coming in the future, you might want to look in your closet for any skeletons and maybe bring some life into your blackened heart, if in fact it's in that state. Because if you reached a place where you're, bearing false witness against your neighbor, and you're thinking that all these people are terrorists, and you really don't give a fuck about civilians that were just simply slaughtered by the machine, then here's my question to you, sunshine. Why should they care about us in the years ahead if we didn't care about them? Something to think about, and something to think even deeper about for those of you that believe in the concept of a creator. For those of you that believe in the concept of humanity. How is there humanity in a world where people are silent about the things that matter?